Ешенбach, it is a great honor for us that you are guest conductor of the Sofia Philharmonic. Today was your rehearsal with the orchestra. What are your impressions?
Oh, I love it here. It's wonderful to be here and to conduct these gifted musicians.
Please tell us about the concert program that you will conduct.
Well, we will do the second piano concerto by Brahms with Simon Barthes as soloist, and the fourth symphony by Brahms. So it's a whole Brahms evening.
Besides being a fine conductor, you are also a first-rate pianist. Does this help you at all when you are conducting another pianist in one of the works you may or may not have played?
No, I mean, of course I know this piano concerto very well, and I have never played it, by the way. I studied it, but never played it in public. I played the first one, the first Brahms concerto, but not the second. But I conducted it many times, for example, with this soloist, whom I think is the perfect choice.
Because you are a great pianist, is this help for conducting?
Sure, it always helps to know the pieces very well and also form the solo part.
What is your advice to the young artists who are taking their first steps in their careers?
First of all, to work very much. Music is not easy. And to be open to music and with all your intellect and all your feelings and all what you studied and what you know.
That a conductor is an intermediary between the composer and the audience, or an interpreter?
Both. He is translating, so to say, the score, the musical paper that's written on paper, first of all to the orchestra, and then we together transmit it the result to the audience.
Do you feel like an ambassador of music?
Of course. We all people who do music on stage are ambassadors for the music towards humanity, actually.
What is most important quality of your profession, and what is your mission as a musician?
I think the most important quality of performing artists is to make sure that the audience is, first of all, understands the piece, understands what you read in the score, and then follows with all the emotions which are in the piece and identifies with the emotions.
What is most enjoyable thing in your profession, and is conducting fun for you?
I think one of the most enjoyable things is when you hear the music before it is performed. Then you hear it and feel it, and this is a tremendous joy.
What stages does an orchestra have to go through to reach a high level? What do you think?
Well, first of all, every musician in an orchestra has to be absolutely professional, trained musician and player, and then they are ready, the musicians, to understand the conductor and his vision of the score. And when they follow, then we achieve a whole entity of music making.
What constitutes a good live performance, in your opinion? What is your approach to performing on stage?
Well, I think it's very important to feel the tension which an audience creates by its breath and by its living, the living source, and that communication is very, very important. We had just in the pandemic times now, we were very frustrated having many times no audiences, and we're not even allowed to perform. But now we begin again worldwide, and it's a tremendous joy for all of us.
Which composer is closest to you today?
Oh, I cannot say. I have a big heart for music, and for music of all epochas, or be it Baroque, be it classic, be it romantic music, or music which is now written also. I'm very open to new music. And so I cannot say that I have preferences, because that would be a limitation.
And what is your first memory of music?
My first memory of music is when I was a child and heard my mother play the piano, and that was unforgettable, and it gave me very much strength. I was very sick as a child, and it gave me strength, and it gave me actually the sense for living and the reason for living.
And who was your most important teacher, and what did you learn from him?
I had a wonderful piano teacher. First of all, my mother, my foster mother, as a teacher was great, and later I had a wonderful teacher, a Romanian lady, and then I had a great conducting teacher, Mr. Brückner-Rüggebерg, and then I studied with great conductors like George Sel or Herbert von Karajan, and that was, of course, with them I had the best.
What person was Maestro Karajan and George Sel?
Well, they were actually quite different. And from Sel, I learned the art of phrasing and transparence and diction, musical diction. And from Karajan, I learned to deal with colors, orchestral colors.
And Karajan?
From Karajan, I learned the colors, musical colors.
You have a remarkable career in the world. Do you have a favorite orchestra?
No, I have many orchestras whom I really love and like, and to whom I regularly revisit, and I cannot really say which is my favorite of them.
Why did you decide to be a conductor? You are a great pianist.
Well, I find the life of a pianist a little bit lonely life, and I needed other people around me to make music with them, and an orchestra was the ideal ideal world for me.
And what do you prefer, to conduct opera or symphonic?
Well, I did much more symphonic music than opera, but opera I did also. I did the whole Mozart cycle. I did Richard Strauss, Rosenraffali, Arabella, and I did Wagner's Ring. From 20th century, I did Hindemith, Mattis der Maler.
Your next project after the concert in Sofia?
My next project is next week, actually, a song recital with Mathias Gьоерн in Greece, in Athens.
If you had to describe your character with musical term, who would it be?
In musical terms, Adagio and Presto molto.